Hi my lovelies, welcome back to my channel, and for everybody who's new, I'm Leorah and I'm so glad you found me. So sweeties, we are going to do a bit of a life update today because I wanted to film something, because you know that if I'm not in front of the camera like every day, then I get like really insecure about myself and I don't think I can like do this at all. So I better always find something to film, you know. So that's what we're doing today, and I was thinking, what should I do? Should I compare blushes? Should I declutter? Should I do this or that or the other thing? And then I thought, no, I can't. Like, I don't want to declutter. I want to hold on to everything I have. So I think we're going to do a life update. I want to fill you in a little bit on what has been happening with my son's bar mitzvah that had to be cancelled, and a little bit of like what's going on in my life. And the thing is that I have to be extremely careful with the content that I'm putting out concerning the situation that we are all in as all mankind right now, because YouTube is going around demonetizing and also taking down videos that mentions certain words. So it's very hard for me. I've never been in a situation like this where I had to be so careful about what I'm saying and what I'm mentioning and what I'm not. So we're just, I don't know. I'll try. So when I'm doing like this, you know what, maybe I should just mention that, because I see myself when I'm editing, I see myself a lot going like this, holding myself here. This is the anxiety. I do that all the time when I do my makeup releases videos, that I have one hand here and rubbing here. It's because I have a gorilla sitting here. And just so you know, it's not because I'm crazy, it's because I just need to have this comfort right here, and it really helps me. So anyway, so I'm sitting here and holding myself. Maybe we should all do that once in a while, hold ourselves. Okay, maybe just quickly before I start talking about other stuff about the makeup, because this is obviously a very light look for me when it comes to my eyes. I have just today started to work with the Neon Drip palette from Poppy Cosmetics, and this is the first look that I've created with this. This is how she looks, and that is just it's such a cool palette. The thing is, it so takes me out of my comfort zone because of the mattes, you know, because I would have at least like a dark green and like something else dark you know. So I have to go out of my comfort zone, which is very good for me. It's good for me to have this challenge to work around my own pet peeves that I do have with certain makeup styles, you know, because why should I always do the same? I'm basically always doing the same, just different colors. And today I was forced to like really do something different, and that is really cool. So there is of course a review coming up, and it's also of course going to be featured in my March haul and all kinds of stuff. So anyway, you'll see this palette quite a bit still. Okay, so let me just tell you a little bit about what has been happening. You saw my son when I started the Your and My Stories series. You know, my oldest son Akiva, who was back then still 12 and who was about a month before his bar mitzvah. So now when I'm filming this a couple of days ago, his bar mitzvah should have happened, basically. Now it is like this in Judaism, that no matter if you have a party or not, if you are called up to read from the Torah or not, you are still bar mitzvah. It's you turning 13 that makes you bar mitzvah. Everything else is in addition, you know. So we tried over those last weeks, when all the restrictions became more and more, we sort of tried to downsize the party and this like everything, and going according to the rules obviously, but sort of still trying to make the best out of it. And it got less and less, and a couple of days later it got less and less, and every time we had to sit him down and tell him, you know, these are the new rules, and this and this and this is what we'll have to do. And he took it like a real hero. You know, he just turned 13. He doesn't need to be a hero. He wanted to have this big, you know, all these festivities and all of that centered around him. He deserved to have that, and he should have had that. And he probably, God willing, still will have it once all of this is over here, all the craziness. But still, that was his bar mitzvah, you know, because you cannot just like, you cannot say, like, for example, for a wedding, you can worst case say that you were just going to like wait another half a year and just schedule it for a new date. Your bar mitzvah is your bar mitzvah. It is on that date. There is nothing to move around. So, and I felt really, really bad about this, that it just got smaller and smaller and smaller. And then, like, I don't know, maybe 3 days or so before the bar mitzvah was supposed to happen, he was supposed to be called up to the Torah to do a reading in the synagogue, and it was just supposed to be 10 men. And that's it. You know, I wasn't even supposed to be there. So then the new restriction came out then that there can only be 5 people back then. So that meant that even that is not happening. So we had to last minute come up with a new plan. And that was basically, and I cannot believe how much it was downsized from our original plan. It was like our original plan was 100% and our thing that we did in the end was like 5%, which doesn't mean that it was less special. I think for the situation that we were in, it was very, very special, but still it's like insanity when you think about it. So anyway, what we ended up doing was that we did the Torah reading in just for our family, which was actually really, really nice, because like that we could sit together. I could sit with my kids, you know, and my husband was standing close to my oldest son Akiva and was sort of, you know, coaching him through the whole thing. And we got dressed up, and my son had his suit on that we had bought for him for the occasion, and it was really, really special. And we threw candy at him. We had a bit of a candy fight afterwards, and it was really, really nice. And I cried. The thing was, you know, I didn't know really why I was crying, because it was a lot of emotions. It was happiness that in spite of everything, we're still here and we can do this, you know, we can do this. We can celebrate this special moment in my oldest son's life and also in our lives, you know. It is for us. I think every time something like this would be special, but maybe because it is our oldest child and we are going through this for the first time, it was extra special. Maybe, I don't know yet, because it is the first one who is having this kind of a life event going on, so I don't know yet. But anyway, so I was crying because of course I was grateful that we were at all in the position of doing this as a family, and that it didn't have to get cancelled at all or something. Who knows? On the other hand, I was really, really sad, deeply, deeply sad about what's going on and about how it affects so many people, and of course also us, even though the way it affected us, it's not even, I don't know, I don't want to say something wrong. I gotta be so careful. I know that we are good, you know, we are not affected in a way that it is a life-threatening situation or that we have lost someone in the family. Let's just put it like that, okay? So I'm aware of that, but still I deserve to also mourn the loss that I have, even though it is on a level that is just like financially and maybe emotionally a little bit, you know? So anyway, I felt the loss, you know, I did feel it, and not only for myself, because I like to be happy, I like to celebrate and things like that, but also for my son, you know, because this is something that cannot be brought back. It cannot be. Yes, you can have a party later. Yes, he can be called up to do a Torah reading in the synagogue later. You can have all of that, but it is not going to be his bar mitzvah. It is just something else, you know. And maybe that is not the most important thing, but for me it has been, you know, for all those last weeks and months we have been working towards this. Of course, it's like almost like preparing a wedding, you know, and then suddenly everything got cancelled. But I have to say that I also had some clients that had asked me to do their makeup for their weddings, and I had already in the last weeks coming up to the date, I had said to them, listen, how do you want to do this? Are you sure, you know, are you sure you want to like book me for an event that is like still 4 weeks away? Who knows where all of this is going? And so there were actually people who had to cancel their weddings or had to have it so small, such small weddings that it was really just, I don't know, I don't even know how they did it, honestly, because I wasn't invited then anymore. Yeah. So just saying, I am aware that there is other stuff out there, but this is here about my family and about my life update, and that's why I'm saying what it is. Okay. So yeah, and for me, I have been struggling a lot, and maybe you have noticed that also my videos are way more edited. There are way more jump cuts, especially in the videos that are new makeup releases videos, where I actually have to like put a lot of thought in what I'm saying and read things and concentrate. And I sort of feel when I look at those videos that there is not a single sentence that is straight, that is uncut, that is unpolished, sort of, because I had to. Because if I would show you the unedited footage, you would be really, really surprised how hard it is for me to film these days, you know? And I'm doing it because of like self-therapy. I try to avoid cabin fever. I try to give myself something to do in a good way, because it's not like with 7 kids at home and the Passover approaching, I have nothing to do. It's just that I need something for my soul where I feel that this is good for me, as for my Leorah, like the creative soul in me, you know? And I feel it is very, very important for me to be here, and to also, to a certain extent, force myself. It's not really forcing myself, but like pushing myself a little bit to be here, because if I wouldn't, I would probably not even like get out of my pajamas, you know, because most people are not. And I don't know, I sort of feel like I'm still one of the few peoples in my community who are still getting dressed. You know what I mean? Because this is my job, and I can do my job from home. So yeah, so for me, this has been still very, very important to do this. I might, though, in the near future, maybe reduce my content a little bit. I just want to tell you already that that might be happening because of the Passover holiday, and I don't know how my situation will be in that time, because this is a crazy time in a Jewish household, and plus with everything else that is happening all around, I really, really don't know what, like, sometimes I don't know if I'm coming or going, let's say it like that. So just so you know, it might not be 5 videos a week like forever, you know. We might have to reduce it maybe to 3, or I don't know, because I don't really know, you know. Nobody knows at this point what's happening, really. So but I'm just really, really grateful that I can be here and that I can share in my perfect little world. This is my place where I can feel absolutely safe, and where I can feel like this is where I can thrive, and this is where I can be, and this is where I can breathe. And I think especially in a time like this now, we all need to find these little islands for us, for ourselves, you know, maybe especially as moms of a lot of kids, or maybe even if you don't have a lot of kids, we all need this island where we feel like we are sane, where we feel safe, where we feel like this is where we belong, you know. So I think there is nothing bad about this. I think this can also combat cabin fever, and I think we all suffer from that. So anyway, so we are planning, of course, to give our son a party the way it was supposed to be later on, when everything has cleared up. In the beginning, we thought that we would then just, you know, do a smaller party and like downsize everything, because it's not going to be the real thing anymore. But then at some point we said, maybe also because our son reacted so very like an adult, or better than an adult, really, to all these, you know, stepping down stages from like big to like smaller and smaller and smaller, and he never complained, and he never like said or he never got angry, you know. So at some point we said, then, you know what, we're going to do exactly the same thing later on, whenever we can do it. And if it's a year from now, we will do exactly the same level of what we had planned. Now I don't know if the same people will be able to come that we had invited, because, you know, they had planned their vacation time for now, and now they're sitting in their country and they lost their vacation time, and they will not get that back, you know. So I don't know if that's gonna happen, which is kind of sad, because I really wanted my sister to be here, and I also, of course, wanted my mom to be here, and she cannot come without my sister because she can't travel alone anymore. So we shall see. We shall see. It's all in God's hands. I just feel like we need to be strong in this. We need to be strong in this, and we have to just trust in God, and we have to also trust in ourselves a little bit, you know, that yes, we will pull through. We will not pull through with our own might. Yes, we have to be smart, and we have to be obedient also. You know, we have to listen to the restrictions and the rules and not go against it, because I do believe that the people who are making the rules know what they're doing for the most part. For the most part. But we also we have to trust ourselves that yes, we're not going to go crazy. It's going to be okay. We are pulling through, but we also have to trust in God that there is, you know, that He has the control in all of this, even though it seems like He hasn't. But then I must think, you know, the world in the history of mankind has gone through so much. And there have been so many documentaries now on television about different viruses going on in the world history and whatever. And the world or mankind has survived so much, and somehow it always moved on. Somehow there was always a future. Somehow there is always a tomorrow. And I just believe that yes, there is a tomorrow, and I will get up tomorrow, and I will get up and I will sit here and I will do my makeup, and I'm not crying. Oh my God. You know, it's hard for me. I'm not saying this here because I own it. I'm saying this because I'm trying to encourage myself, you know. So anyway, there is a tomorrow, and I'm gonna sit here and I'm going to do my makeup, because this is my place where I am fighting, you know. This is my way to fight. Okay, so my little heart is beating so fast, yet like you wouldn't believe. All right, so that was a bit of my life update. I don't know really what else is going to happen, so this is what it is for now. I'm going to try to have this up as soon as possible, maybe like 2 days or so after I'm filming this, so you know it is pretty current. And no, don't ruin your makeup, sweetie, come on. And that's what it is. So I just, you know, I just want you to know that I'm struggling, and that's okay. That's okay. You know, I know a lot of my YouTube friends are not uploading right now because they can't. And I totally understand it, because I feel it too. But on the other hand, I feel like this is my fight here for the survival of my soul and for my creativity. Because if I give in now, it will not help me. It will not help me to stay in bed and sleep longer. It will not help me to stay in my pajamas and not work and not have photo shoots and not put on makeup. It will not help me. It will just drag me down into a place where I don't want to be. So I don't know what the place is for you in your personal life where you say, this is my place of defiance, where I can fight and where I can, as a person, as my soul, where my soul can win. So for me it is this place, but maybe find your own place. You know, I know that some of you are farmers, and maybe for you it is milking the cows, or I don't know. Well, you probably have to do that anyway, because otherwise the cows will suffer. But just saying, you know, for all of us, there is a place where we protect ourselves, and this is what it is here for me. So yeah, I just felt like I wanted to share a little bit like what's happening in my soul, and that it's okay that we're struggling. We do not need to pretend that this is easy and we're just sort of breezing through this, because it is a scary place, the place of not knowing what the next day will bring, or the next week will bring, or things like this. I think this is very, very hard for people. I just wanted to spread a little bit of a ray of light, because I just want to end this video with saying that there is hope, there is God, there is belief, there is love, there is strength, and there is courage, and we can stand in all of this. We do not have to lose ourselves in all of this, okay? So I'm here. I'm hopefully going to be here. I try my best, maybe not 5 times a week, but I will always be here for whatever amount of videos that I can possibly do with my life situation right now. But I'm here, and I hope you will be too. And yeah, and we will pull through, okay? We will pull through with God's help, and that is what it is. More I cannot say. Okay. So that was it. I hope you did enjoy the video. I hope that I felt a little bit like I want to title this like Jaclyn Hill did with her last video, where she said, you know, like, I don't know, vulnerable. She like titled it vulnerable. I totally feel like I want to do that too, but I'm not selling a palette now. You know, I'm really just being transparent and vulnerable here, and I think that's what we just need to do, because if we pretend, then that's not helping anyone, and I'm just way beyond pretending. Like, I don't you know, so it's good to just be the way we are and to be real, because this is what will help us to connect, and that is where we can draw strength from each other. So that is it. Now finally, really okay, if you're new here, you can feel free to please subscribe to my channel if you want to. Of course, there's going to be a lot of more content that is wrapping tutorials and makeup looks and things like this, but sometimes I also do lifestyle videos, and this was today one of those. So I hope you did enjoy. Leave me your comments in the comment section down below, and you will find, of course, everything that I have on my face and my social media in the description box, and I will see you here next time for my next video, which is going to be super soon. And up until then, don't forget to sparkle. Hugs and kisses. Bye.